Welcome all. This is a short introduction for all participants of the GeoDict 2022 workshops. My name is Steffen Schwichow and I will show you how to set up GeoDict 2022 after installation, so that you can quickly and directly participate in the workshops. We will look at where to download the necessary files, how to activate a license in GeoDict, and we will briefly look over the basic layout in the GeoDict GUI. Let's start with the necessary downloads, the current GeoDict 2022 version and the workshop data. In the week before the GeoDict workshops, you will receive the links for the current GeoDict 2022 version and the workshop data by email from us. Using these links you can download the data directly from our servers in the form of zip files. Download the GeoDict 2022 version for the workshops here, as well as the GeoDict files that our workshop trainers have compiled for you. The downloads are protected. Use the login details you received from us by email to download the files. The zipped folder contains the GeoDict installation files for Windows and Linux, the additional GeoDict tools, as well as the required GeoDict license file here. The workshop license is a floating license that only works when connected to the internet. The installation guide for GeoDict 2022 can be downloaded as PDF here via the link in the email. You can find another link in the video description below. For the installation of Windows, please run the GeoDict Windows setup first and then install the GeoDict tools afterwards. During our testing of the installation, our antivirus program took a few seconds to check the installers, so please be patient. If you have administrator rights, install preferably with administrator rights. But if you do not have those rights, then choose the "for one user only" option. Install the GeoDict tools in the same folder where you installed GeoDict. If possible, also install Notepad++. Because we use this editor in the GeoPy workshops, it will make it much easier for you to replicate our hands-on tasks. You can find the Notepad++ installer in the Tools subdirectory of your GeoDict installation after you have performed the installation steps before. We recommend using two screens if possible, a screen to view the workshops and one screen to work along with GeoDict. For the workshop data, you should prepare them so that they are already unpacked and easy to find. The zip files you downloaded are containing the input data required to do the workshops and also the results that will be produced in the various workshops. So if at any point along the workshops you get lost, there will be points where you can rejoin them. Now, let's get started with GeoDict. Here we have the already installed GeoDict 2022 version. We will launch it with double-clicking on its icon here. GeoDict is starting and I get the message that I do not have a license installed, which is probably the case for most of you. We click OK and the GeoDict license dialog opens, where we can choose our license file by selecting Install License File and clicking on Find License. We navigate to the location where we saved our license file, select it, and click Open. This license is a floating license that runs in the cloud. Therefore, it may take a little time to connect to the license server. As soon as it connects, it is all fine and the license is set as default. We now need to read and accept the license agreement to proceed. And now, GeoDict has successfully installed the license. We click OK on the success messages. Now we wait a little bit again, because there are options in the floating license not to lock all modules that are part of this license with this GeoDict session. For example, if several employees of a company use GeoDict, but one uses only FiberGeo and the other only CraneGeo, they will not lock each other out of the license. Both employees can use their respective modules simultaneously with the same license. But for our case, we can lock all the modules by default to fully access them all. Click OK here and you are ready to go. You may get a message that the license will expire soon after the trial period. If so, click OK and we can get started. Now, we are on GeoDict's main screen. Let's make it full screen here. Now we can see the main GUI of GeoDict. We have up here the bar with icons for quick access. For example, to load structures, load result files, to create videos or pictures, or save the current structure in GeoDict. On the left we have the current status of GeoDict, the CPU usage of the computer, the RAM usage, and the disk usage on the current disk where the project folder, that is listed down here, is set to. Below the status we have the modules GUI. It changes depending on what module we have selected. Currently we have selected FiberGeo. Most GeoDict modules have the same or a very similar GUI. We have a combo box at the top here to select a function or method and an edit button to change the parameters of the function or method you want to run. For example, if I click on Edit, here I can change the parameters I want to use to create a fiber structure. With a click on OK, I can save and close these settings. To actually run the process, we then have to click on Generate below here. Very helpful is also the Help button here below, which leads us to the user manual of the corresponding module. Another interesting window we find here below, the console, where GeoDict outputs useful information. This is collapsed by default and can be opened here. Here right now we can see the messages that we locked all the floaters for the different modules and that the license was installed successfully. On top of the console we have the recent files and the recent project folders. Right now it is an empty list because we just started GeoDict 2022 for the first time. As the last important part of the GUI, let's have a look at the menu. Here above, where we can select the different GeoDict modules. These are sorted by tasks to import, model, analyze, predict and export. At the moment we are still in FiberGeo, but if we want to import files, we go to Import and select Import GeoWall to import image data from microCTs or FibSAMs, for example. Finally, let's see how we can change our project folder to the folder for our first workshop. We right-click on the project folder here. Click on Select Project Folder and navigate to the folder that contains the data for the workshop. Click on Choose Folder to change the project folder. You can also change the project folder up here in the File menu or via this icon here in the toolbar. What we can see now is that the list of recent used project folders has updated. Here we can now also quickly change the project folder. And that's it. Our workshop trainers will continue to guide you through GeoDict 2022 from here. If you have any questions regarding installation and licensing, please feel free to contact our support team at support@math2market.de. We are looking forward to welcoming you at the GeoDict user meeting and workshops. See you soon.